Welcome to the revolution, where Bitcoin is more than just a currency. It's a symbol of empowerment. In a world where governments falter, it's time for the people to rise. Join us as we unveil the truth about our leaders and explore the decentralized path to security and prosperity. It's time to stand up, fight back, and embrace the financial revolution that puts power back into the hands of the people. This is not just about Bitcoin, it's about reclaiming our freedom. Hit subscribe and let the journey begin.
They're waging war against civilization and society to make us poor, to put us under siege, and to cut off our energy, make the cost of living impossible, to break our old system, to bring in something even worse. And that's the Cloward and Piven strategy that the Democratic Party has adopted. They've done the same thing in Europe. This is a plan. The central banks have unlimited money, but they can't buy all the infrastructure up because people aren't selling. So they've got to crush us and make people so poor that everybody's forced to sell their business, their intellectual property, their physical property, but more importantly, to turn over our bodies to them.
The ruling elites, as revealed in their own statements, aim to reshape society fundamentally. They are orchestrating a deliberate assault on capitalism, seeking to make citizens poorer and more dependent, ultimately paving the way for their version of society.
That's why the WEF and the UN are coming in Ireland and in areas of Asia and in the Netherlands and saying by 2030, 80% of your cows have got to be dead. And they just banned like 30% this year in the Netherlands. And it didn't matter people were 80% against it in polls. It didn't matter. They sent the military in against the peaceful farmers that were just protesting, just like the peaceful truckers in Canada got brutally attacked. And so they're all WEF, that the big banks on record brag. They've penetrated the cabinets, to quote Klaus Schwab. They've put their operatives in to cut off our energy, demoralize us, put the political activists in prison, continue to cut off the resources to make an angrier world. Klaus Schwab says, we're going to make the world collapse. We're going to have everybody turn against each other. We're going to blame the political classes that we own and control. And then when we're done, we'll bring in our new solution. But first, they have to demolish the cultures and societies that we had before, and then they bring in their next phase, which is a high-tech, cashless society, robot, drone-controlled nightmare. More than half of the U.S. in their official UN maps that they've had for more than 25 years, they're in some of my first films, show half the U.S. off limits to humans. All cars will have to have GPS. Everybody by law will have to have a cell phone at all times. Australia just did this last year. Tried to push it through. And that's the admitted global UN standardized plan, where you don't leave your house without a cell phone. Every car is GPS controlled. California is moving to ban all the quote classic cars. That's any car that doesn't have a digital ignition. And they admit it's for control. So if people think things are bad now, the straitjacket, the ball and chain is going on. It's all being militarily run. Instead, they want 15-minute cities, central bank digital currencies. They want all of these systems that track and trace everything you do in the social credit scores. And the plan for the rest of the public, we're talking 99%, is 250 square foot coffin apartments, because it's all about breaking our will. They don't want people to aspire to open, free societies. Yeah, there's a lot of waste, there's decadence, there's issues, but there's freedom. They want to train us to live on carbon rationing, food rationing, a very dystopic world. You'll own nothing, you'll have nothing, and you'll be happy. Now, these are quotes.
The elite's endgame becomes clearer, imposing a high-tech, controlled society with stringent regulations. From mandatory GPS in all vehicles to surveillance through cell phones, the vision is Orwellian. The push for central bank digital currencies and social credit scores is part of a plan to restrict individual freedoms, leaving citizens in a perpetual state of control. In the face of these revelations, it becomes crucial to stay informed and resist the encroachment on personal freedoms. This serves as a wake-up call, urging citizens to question the narrative and strive for a society that values freedom and individual rights. As we navigate these tumultuous times, understanding the hidden agendas is the first step toward preserving the values that make society thrive. Let this dialogue be a catalyst for awareness and action against the orchestrated erosion of our freedoms.